I think the best example and the best description of when not to cut is in my interviews with Joe Walker. There's a scene in 12 Years a Slave, and the main character is being hung by a tree, and the shot lasts 90 seconds with this guy just on his tiptoes, barely able to keep himself from strangling. And people walk around and are kind of ignoring him as he's hanging there because they know there's nothing they can do without being killed themselves. It helps the audience to realize the truth of the moment because people know that when you edit, that's lying, right? An edit is a lie.
See, I always thought editing is the ultimate truth.
Paul Hirsch says the opposite. He says, when you shoot the film, that's the truth. When you edit the film, that's the lie. Sometimes you have to, because that's the most powerful thing you can do is the lie. But if the most powerful thing you can do is to tell the truth, just sit on that edit. Just let it go.
Sin. There is no sin.
And the Oscar goes to Lupita Nyong'o.
Joe Walker, the invisible performer in the editing room, thank you.
The way this all started was I actually saw the Oscars, and Lupita Nyong'o won Best Supporting Actress for 12 Years a Slave, and she thanked her editor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to interview whoever it is that gets thanked by the actress. So I actually found Joe Walker's Twitter feed and sent him a message and said, I'd love to interview you, and he agreed. And I just kept setting up these interviews one after another, and really learning a huge amount of editing, some of which were a complete revelation to me.
Steve, we're going to talk about some of the biggest lessons that we can get from some of the biggest editors. And let's get started with just the first one that stuck out to me, which is it's important that you're confident as an editor, have a point of view, but you got to keep your ego in check.
Houston, we have a problem.
Dan Hanley, Ron Howard's longtime editor, he said, when collaborating, remember, it's not about you, it's about the final product. So many times people make it about, oh, I made this great editorial choice, I made this clever editing trick, and it's got to stay, and they're not thinking about what it means for the project and for the story.